thank you for taking time out of your evening and welcome to your pre-trip, Brazil pre-trip orientation. So excited for you guys. The trip is right around the corner. I like to start each presentation I give off with a quote, and I think this one's just kind of in general what we strive for, right? So in every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. I also like this for this trip because I feel like I send you guys off on this trip knowing you guys are going to have wonderful wildlife interactions and experiences. And then I feel like the feedback I get when you guys come when trips have come back is always more than I expect. It's even more than I could hope for you guys. So I kind of thought this is also great for this trip because I always hear great things like the amount of leopards we saw was great. And so I thought this was fantastic. And nature's just it's just amazing, right? There's so many incredible places to go, things to see, wildlife. So I thought that was a really great one. So meet some of your team. I'm Elizabeth. Obviously, your wildlife safari coordinator who's been emailing with you and coordinating things. And then we also are super lucky to have Daniel on with us today. He is the founder of our operations company, Bravo Brazil. So he's here to help kind of just chat about the trip and help answer any questions you might have. Unfortunately, Raphael couldn't be with us tonight because he is busy out on trips. So if there's anything for some reason you guys have specific questions for Raphael, we can always pass that along to him. But hopefully Daniel and I will be able to just answer any questions you guys have and give you guys a good rundown of everything for the trip. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please try to save them till the end. Something I like to recommend is there is a little chat button for a chat box in the bottom of your screen there. So if you have any questions that come up during the presentation and you want to like write it down in there so you don't forget, because I tend to forget things if I don't speak it right away. You guys can enter your questions in the chat box and then I'll make sure to check it during our Q&A section. Just to make sure we don't miss anything. Here's a little bit about what we're covering. Parts of this were on your guys' final letter that I sent you recently, as well as in your trip planning materials document. So some of it's kind of just a refresher and a review of things. And then, yeah, just to help to answer any questions you guys have and get you guys excited for your trip. So that's kind of the whole goal of this. Just a helpful little orientation before you guys depart. I include this in all my presentations as well, travel challenges, and we just say to pack your patience. We really hope that no one has any issues on your way to the trip, but flight delays, I mean, heaven forbid, cancellations, they happen. And if for some reason you guys have a cancellation, a delay, please just let us know and keep us posted on your new flight information and kind of what's going on. I did just have a situation like this with Tanzania that just left a few weeks ago. Um, I think it was like the St. Louis airport thing happened and their flights got funky. So, if that happens, just please let me know as soon as you can, and then also keep Daniel in the loop to make sure that we have all your correct information. And if there's anything we can do to help, we will. We don't have as much pull on the like the airlines like sway of things, but we will do what we can, and we do have a travel agent we work pretty closely with who could potentially help as well if need be. So, yeah, just patience and flexibility and knowing we got you covered. Required documents, passport, that's obviously a pretty, forefront of the documents you need. Just make sure you please do pack it. Unfortunately, that is something I have also experienced with some people is forgetting your passport. So please make sure you bring your passport. Um, and then your visa, as of April 10th, I believe, of 2025, visas are required for Brazil, at least for US citizens traveling to Brazil. It can be done online and in your trip planning materials, as well as your final letter, I did include the application link where you guys can go on and fill that out. So if you haven't already, please make sure you do that before you leave. Sometimes airlines, when visas are required, they may not even let you on your flight or check in for your flight if you don't already have your visa. I don't
I've already got them.
Perfect. I don't know if that's the case exactly for Brazil because it's pretty new, but I definitely know some other countries do that. It's like it's a scramble when you forget. So perfect. Transfers on arrival. So when you guys get to Sao Paulo, August 9th, or whenever you guys are arriving, I know some people are arriving earlier. There is a free hotel shuttle that is offered, which you guys can take. So you'll just want to make sure that when you arrive, go through customs and immigration, get your bags, to look for I think it's called bus pickup van, hotel van pickup at the arrivals area. So just make sure you guys look out for that. Daniel, do you know? I would assume but I don't also like to assume most airports generally have things in the like national language, but then also English. Is that the case? Would it be easy to find?
Yes, yes. The
Okay.
international airport in São Paulo will have signs in Portuguese and English,
Okay.
most of them.
Okay.
And well, it's not difficult. Of course, it's a large airport, but when coming out of at the arrivals lounge, just walk through the door. Well, there will be lots of movements of cars and everything, but it's not difficult. If you have any problem, there is information box always there that you can ask for this bus stop, and you will find your way. It's not that difficult.
Perfect. Thank you.
So are Raphael and Daniel on the WhatsApp?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe they are. If they're not already, I was going to add them, but I think I added them. I'll double check after this, but I usually always make sure the leaders and any office staff are on there. So our Cheesemans info one is on there, as well as myself. So we're usually always keeping an eye on that. But yeah, if they're not already, they will be added before the trip. So yeah, if you have any issues, can't find the hotel shuttle, make sure you can always email a WhatsApp Raphael or Daniel and they can assist you if need be. It is, and I will make this note, it is a circular run bus, so just it runs back and forth, but it is run pretty much every hour. So it will probably arrive at the airport like every hour or so. So that's something to keep in mind when you guys are arriving, kind of looking at the clock. Daniel, I was going to ask you if it does, because it runs on every hour. If someone gets there right on the hour and they're going to miss it, like they get through, is there like a safe taxi service that they can take?
Yes, there is an official taxi service called Guarulhos Airport. They also have their boxes, their stands, just at the door by the way out.
Okay.
So you go directly to the stand. You don't pay to the taxi driver. You pay directly your way to the hotel at the box. They will give you the ticket, and then you board in the taxi, and you don't have to pay the taxi driver. So yes, that was something that I was going to say. If you arrive there and have any trouble with the shuttle that you can't find the taxi, the hotel is close by, so you can go and just order a safe taxi at Guarulhos Airport.
Okay. And regardless of either the shuttle, I know that I believe there's a few Hotel Panambis around that area. So just make sure you're getting on the transfer. I think the transfer probably goes to most of them, which is probably why it takes an hour. But just make sure you're getting off at an Hotel Panambi. And how do you pronounce that? I'm gonna butcher it. Is it
Guarulhos.
Wow, yeah. No, I think you've been calling it
Kudos.
garujos. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Portuguese is not probably non-existent. So just make sure you guys are getting off at that hotel, whether you're taking a taxi because the shuttle just left, and you guys are just coming out of the gates, the doors, or you're getting on the shuttle, make sure you get off at the right Hotel Panambi. And then again, if for some reason you guys have any issues, make sure you WhatsApp Daniel or Raphael, and you can message the group too. I've had people doing that, like just in the group, like, hey everyone, like, or hey Daniel, hey Raphael, like we're having a problem at the airport, and then we'll make sure that you're taken care of. So then on, oh, I forgot the whole slide about the dinner. Well, um, you guys will have a group welcome dinner on August 9th. I believe it's at 7 p.m. at the Hotel Panambi restaurant. So you guys will just kind of go down there at 7 p.m. and meet Raphael for your group dinner. And then you guys will kind of go over your next morning, which will be your group flight on August 10th, to, and I want to say Cuyaba. Is that wrong? I was like, help me on my pronunciations, but
Cuyaba.
okay, it was close. That was
Very
a little
close.
easier than the other one. So you guys will have your group flight, and then I believe too that night you guys will be talking about you guys can all leave as a group and make sure you're on the shuttle that morning at the same time so that you guys get to the airport to go to the Latam Airlines check-in area as a group, get on your flight, and then fly and to begin your tour in the Pantanal. So. Raphael will be there obviously to help you and if you guys have any questions or issues with check-in or anything like that. So that will be like a group effort. You guys will be going together as a group.
Yes, Rafael will be staying at Hotel Panambi on the night of the 9th August as well. So he arrives in São Paulo on the night and will be at the same hotel, not only for the dinner, for the welcoming dinner, but he will stay in the hotel and leave the hotel with you all, check out and as a group to the airport with the shuttle. So it will be very easy because he will be taking care of everything, helping on check-in, the counter, so pretty easy.
Perfect. And I did include in your I believe it was your final letters as well. It's in the trip planning materials. But just double check because the airlines do have different luggage requirement restrictions. So just make sure you guys double check that. I believe both your flights for this trip are booked through Latam. So the Latam link will be the one you want to double check. I think I only included two different links in your final letter. So check the
Okay.
Latam and make sure that your luggage restrictions for your carry-ons and your checked are matched that or don't go over by much. Make me just on the cusp. So out in the Pantanal, this is basically two slides I just have of photos from past trips, and this is kind of our time where I'm gonna let Daniel speak a little bit about kind of the experience on the trip and a little bit of like the day-to-day, what a day-to-day looks like. This trip, I believe, is one of ours where, all our trips, the day-to-day is a little similar, but it's always different, right? There's always something different going on. Sometimes your wake up times and your breakfast times might be slightly different than your dinner times. So I'm gonna let Daniel speak on this, and then just let you guys enjoy this slide and the next slide of photos.
Perfect. So, well, the Pantanal is an amazing environment, incredible biome, and we're very happy you're coming to visit the Pantanal and experience the nature and the atmosphere of the Pantanal. I was very glad with Elizabeth's first phrase and her talks about the feedbacks. Normally, travelers come from Pantanal with a great feeling about their experiences, not only of all the wildlife you'll be able to see, but the nature atmosphere is very powerful, very peaceful, very restful, and obviously you will be very well taken care. So the day by day in Pantanal varies a little bit according to the lodge you're staying. So normally early morning starts So this is part of nature experiences. So if you want to see more, you will start early. So normally an early morning breakfast around 6 a.m. at the lodges is expected everywhere, sometimes even a little earlier, and then departing for the first tour. The first couple of days, you'll be exploring Rara's Lodge, which is a lodge close to Poconé, which is a small town in Mato Grosso, in Pantanal, but with a great variety of environments and habitats. So the Pantanal this year is especially beautiful. We had a very good rainy season, and this is very important for the water cycle of the Pantanal. The last years have been, we had more severe droughts, which turns it difficult to the environment and for wildlife, of course. But this year we've been blessed to have a good amount of rain again. So the landscape is very beautiful. So you'll still see many places with freshwater lagoons or marshes that's still wet, which is very good for wildlife in general. So Arara's Lodge has a great variety of different habitats, and you will be exploring with your tour leader different activities, walking tours through trails, through the forests, jeep safaris. There are canoe trips as well. So Rafael is the leader of the trip, and he's very experienced, and he will set up the program together with the lodge team the best way possible for you to have the most amazing experiences on this couple of days that you are there. Of course, the Pantanal is not the same everywhere. When we think about the different areas of a Pantanal and the different places you're going to visit, it's not just changing one lodge to the other. You're visiting different areas of a Pantanal. Landscapes will change a little bit, and species that you may see in one place, sometimes they're more difficult to see in one place or more common in the other. So it's a great itinerary to cover a great part of the Pantanal, and starting at Arara's Lodge is a good start. The lodge itself is very nice, comfortable, excellent food, very fresh vegetables and fruits, and the team is very good. So it's a very good start at Arara's Lodge. Elizabeth, I'm just going through the itinerary. So if you want to point anything or want me to
no, it's
do it a
wonderful.
different way.
Great, I love the detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the other slide too, which I'll change over to this picture. But I know you're going to be talking probably about the river and the Jaguars. So that's this kind of boat picture that I was leaving up, which I'm sure you'll touch on. But I'll go ahead and
Yes.
flip to this one so you guys can see some of the wildlife photos.
Yeah. So after Pantanal, after Arara's Lodge, this couple of days in Pantanal at the northern part, you'll go down the Trans-Pantaneira Road, which is a famous road in the Pantanal, crossing the north area of the Pantanal towards south. It does not cross the entire area of the Pantanal. The Pantanal territory is quite large, it's huge, it's massive, but it covers the North Pantanal cross from one region to the other. So you go from Arara's Lodge to Hotel Porto Jofre at Porto Jofre region. It's the name of the region. And this is famous and is well known for being the best region in Pantanal to see Pantera Onca, the jaguars. So it's the jaguar land in Pantanal is the region of Porto Jofre. Jaguar sightings in this area are common and often, but jaguars are elusive animals. So having this privilege of going to a certain area of the Pantanal and having the opportunity of seeing this majestic species from close, in different ways, or even different behaviors, not only seeing, just passing by, but behaving in different ways, mating or with cubs or swimming or hunting. is really, really a privilege. So you will stay for 5 nights at Hotel Porto Jofre, exploring that area, of course, mostly searching for jaguars, for seeing and photographing, but obviously seeing many other wildlife species. It's a fantastic area to see giant otters as well. And you have, of course, opportunity to see other wildlife species as Brazilian tapirs and lots of different birds. So at Porto Jofre, the tours will be all boat based. So you're going to have a motorboat, private motorboat for your group with your tour leader, Rafael, and a great local boat driver. And you're going to be exploring Hotel Porto Jofre by the morning and afternoon on boats. So at Hotel Porto Jofre, there will be no like safaris or other tours. It's basically boat explorations. There are several rivers and water areas in the area. So you're going to explore up, downstream, and inside the creeks and getting close to wildlife. And it's amazing. The hotel is quite good as well. So it's very well organized. People that are the owners of the hotel are pioneers in the area. The owner was born there. His family grew up there. And they still run the hotel until today. It's a large hotel, but very good services, good food and the restaurant and all the team and the equipment, everything very clean. So I'm sure you're gonna like it. So basically at Porto Jofre, nature experiences are gonna be wonderful and all boat based, getting close to wildlife.
What's the seating arrangements in the boats?
Well, this is normally organized by the tour leader. We ask for the tour leader to rotate seats from one to the other tour. That's make it fair, let's say. Because if you're always in the same seat and then you feel that the position was not the best for you to photograph, we understand that when you have like 10 people, you're going to be 11 with the tour leader. Of course, according to the way the boat positioned to see wildlife, you may have someone in front of you or ahead of you, and you have to go to the side or to the other side trying to photograph with your binoculars, but this is normal. So normally rotating seats from one to the other is what we orientate the tour leader to do. So you have chances to go in the front and middle, and by the back, everyone will rotate, and you have plenty of tours there to change places and organize that.
Is it 2 people across or more on a
Sorry?
seat? Is it 2 people across on a seat or more in the boat?
They're individual seats.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
is it like 2 and 2, like kind of like this picture one?
Like that? Okay. That's great.
It's a bigger boat.
I was gonna say, I think it's bigger. This is probably another
Yes,
passing by.
yes. This is at another area. This is not at Porto Jofre. The boats at Porto Jofre are larger.
Larger.
And so you have more, they're comfortable seats, like cushion seats. And you're gonna normally it's 2 and 2. I'm not sure if the boat you're gonna have, it's a larger one because it's you're 11 travelers. So I think its capacities for 12 or 14 seats. I don't recall now in my mind. I have to check. But there is a space, and normally it's like 2 and 2 people together side by side on individual seats, but 2 and 2.
Got it. And then just because I know this came up the last time we ran this trip, question, believe if I'm still correct, there are like backs to the seats too. So it's not like you guys are just going to be sitting on a bench in a boat, because that much time out in the boat, I know my back would be like, help me. So you guys do have backs to your seats.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Even with comfortable boats, and the boats at Hotel Porto Jofre are good quality. very good people, but also good quality equipment. So you don't have to worry about that. But of course, when you sit for 4 hours in a boat, when you step out, you have to stretch a little bit your body because you're gonna feel it. Doesn't matter if it's a cushion seat or a wood one.
Very
You're
true.
gonna feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get prepared for long days on the boat. But of course, if you have to stop at any time, you communicate with tour leader. If you need to stretch your leg or your back a little bit, you'll be able to talk with him, and they will find a place to stop for everyone to step out a little bit.
Yeah. Perfect.
So after Hotel Porto Jofre, the tour will continue towards the southern part of the Pantanal. You're gonna fly over the Pantanal. I have this picture on the background of my video, which is the Pantanal from the air. It's a very beautiful panoramic view of the Pantanal. So you fly from the northern area of the Pantanal to the southern area of the Pantanal in a beautiful panoramic flight. And you will land directly at another lodge called Pousada Aguapé in the southern Pantanal at the region called Aquidauana. At Pousada Aguapé, you're going to have a couple of days in a different program, because you're going to meet and be escorted by the head researcher of the Peccary Project. So we get this scientific conservation focus on the 2 days that you're going to be at Aguapé. Alexini, the head researcher, is an amazing person. She's really, really very knowledgeable. As Rafael, fantastic. You're going to like him very much. But having this opportunity of having a couple of days with the head researcher of the Peccary Project is really, really good. Of course, you're going to see wildlife at Pousada Guapé in general. There's lots of birds around, beautiful macaws around the lodge all the time, hyacinth macaws, blue and yellow macaws, toucans, and lots of different wildlife species around. But you're going to learn a little bit more about the species itself, the 2 species of peccaries that we have in the Pantanal, about how important they are for the conservation of the Pantanal, with seed dispersion and the work. I don't know if we can say work, but their behavior inside the forest. It's very important to renew the forests of the Pantanal, and all the threats and challenges for the conservation of the species and the scientific work that is done of the Peccary Project. So it's going to be a couple of special days with this scientific focus with Alexine, but of course with Rafael, and doing other tours as well at Aguapé Lodge. But since you arrived there, Alexine will be waiting for the group and will be escorting the group during the days at Aguapé. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
I had a little slide on it, so I kind of went over to it just because I was like, perfect, you're touching on it. So we'll probably kind of quickly go over that slide later, just because I threw in some stuff about it. But yeah, please continue. This is fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so after the Aguapé Lodge, a couple of days at Aguapé Lodge with Peccary Project, the group proceeds to Fazenda São Francisco. Fazenda São Francisco is another lodge in the southern part of Pantanal, in a different area. Now it's Pantanal of Miranda, and it's a great place for wildlife. The main reason of going there is the quality of the wildlife sightings. So at Fazenda São Francisco, they offer also tours like most of the other lodges, on jeep safaris and boats and walking tours. But chances for seeing some key species are very high there, like giant anteater, ocelots, and even jaguars as well. There are plenty jaguars there, and lots of different bird species as well that you will complement the list that you're gonna be creating during the entire trip. You're gonna have lots of add-ons at Fazenda San Francisco. It's also a place to um, see a little bit and get in contact with the culture of Pantanal, the guides there, and the culture of Pantanal. It's present at Fazenda San Francisco with some local regional music, the area of the restaurant. It's a larger lodge, so normally there's more people there, but you're gonna have your own private tours at Fazenda San Francisco with your own car and own guide, which makes a big difference. So I'm sure you're gonna like there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it's more simple accommodation than the other ones you've had until that point, but always very clean and well taken care. And a couple of days trying to see new species at the different lodge in a different region.
Perfect.
And from Fazenda San Francisco, the group goes to the last lodge of the itinerary, which is Cayman Lodge, Cayman Refuge, which is among the top lodges on the planet, maybe. Definitely one of the top lodges in South America, for sure. Cayman Lodge is a fantastic place, so it's great to finish the tour at a place like that. So the amazing accommodation, really the decoration and the services, equipment, everything is so well made at Cayman Lodge that you're gonna feel like really, really well by the end of the itinerary in a place like this. I never had anyone that came from Cayman Lodge that did not like it or came and said, well, yeah, it was so. No, normally everyone is like, it was unbelievable. So I don't have much to say about Cayman Lodge because it's really an incredible place and the top place that regarding accommodation that you're going to be at in the Pantanal. It's the top lodge in the Pantanal regarding accommodation and equipments. And now, of course, an amazing place to see wildlife. So great chances to see jaguars as well. They held several different conservation projects at Cayman Lodge, including the on safari within Jaguars, tapir project with tapirapé, hyacinth macaws, the parrots. So lots of conservation projects happening in the area. So you probably learn also about those projects and have lectures with researchers, but always escorted with your great leader, Rafael. And that's the end of the lodges and explorations in Pantanal. From Cayman, you go back to Campo Grande, to another airport, another city, and from there you fly back to São Paulo. So I think I took a long time already, Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
No, that was fantastic. It's honestly makes me all excited. I'm like, I want to go. I love that. Thank you so much for being so detailed about it. It really, it's just, it's one thing to read things on our itineraries, and then it's another to get it, hear from someone who, lives there and is there a lot. And so yeah, I really appreciate all of your detail and insight for everyone. Yeah, I've heard so many great things, and I know Cayman is always a very, very big highlight for a lot of our travelers, as well as just the whole trip in general. It's really does cover so much, and I think that's why this trip in particular is just very popular as well. It's just I, I get such good feedback from everyone that comes back. That's just a wonderful, well-rounded thing. So I'm always excited for the next group to go and have another wonderful experience. So and yeah, I realized when I was looking at this photo, a lot of these happen to be from riverbanks. I just kind of tried to put a little bit of a variety in here of some of the great photos that we've gotten from travelers in the past and such. But I realized I was like, so you're gonna see a good amount of wildlife on those riverbanks, and I know that the jaguars on the riverbanks have been some of the highlights for past travelers as well, because as Daniel said, there's different behaviors, right? You might see them resting in the shade, drinking water, maybe I don't think cooling off sometimes. They might like, I don't know if they step in and wait a little bit. I think they do. And so yeah, and then this one's kind of like a stalking kind of on the prowl jaguar. So you're gonna get lots of different there's just so much wildlife, and I think that's what's so amazing about Brazil and especially the Pantanal is the range of wildlife. We've obviously got the big five, but then there's so much more, and the opportunities to see all this wildlife is just it's just insurmountable. Like I don't just there's nowhere else like it in the world, I don't think. So it's just really exciting. So that being said, you guys kind of here's a little bit of a different boat, I think, too. I think that's still not as big as the boats in Porto Joffre, but this gives you guys a little bit of an idea of kind of what those seats can look like, though, with the backs and such. So I like to include this as well. So after the whole, going through what the trip will look like for you guys, just to make sure to remind you guys to be prepared. We do obviously have our suggested packing list in your trip planning materials document. But just as a little reminder about when you're going out on these day trips, excursions, whatever they may be, a walk, a jeep ride, a boat. Obviously, there's a lot of boat, and you're out there for a while. So the sun is so strong closer to the equator. So just really make sure that you have sunscreen. We really recommend, even if you're not getting in the water in places, to try to have a reef safe sunscreen, because they have better ingredients that it's just better to have for most of the wildlife and nature around. Hat to cover your and protect your face is also really great. You can see different types of hats here. There's like the safari hats and I think that's like that almost looks like a fedora type hat and a baseball hat. So just any type of hat, sunglasses, especially when you guys are on the boats, having sunglasses that have polarization can help with water glare. That's also really important if you guys are going to be photographing. Make sure if you guys have like maybe a polarization lens or like a lens cover. I think there's various different types of things. If you guys are going to be photographing near the water, it can help cut the glare. Layers is also really, really important, especially because with this trip, like most of ours, we get out really early. And sometimes you're out doing late night game drives as well. It gets really hot in the middle of the day. So that's generally when a tank top and or a t-shirt with then like a light hiking safari kind of button up can be nice, because you can leave the button up open, roll up the sleeves if need be, delayer later, relayer when it gets cold. And it also, again, long sleeves that are lightweight, sun protection, bug protection. It's less having to rub all the sunscreen and bug spray and all of that on you. Bug spray is another one. There are mosquitoes in Brazil and in the Pantanal, and especially near the water. So please make sure that you bring a mosquito repellent or a bug repellent of some type. We really also suggest trying to find some that aren't so heavy and DEET. I know there are some natural ones out there. I was just on vacation and had to pick some up because I didn't pack any and I was getting eaten alive. And I found one that was kind of more natural. It had lemongrass in it. It was at a little local shop though. But REI's got lots of good various different bug repellents as well. So definitely check out those. I think Amazon now sells like bug bands and bug stickers that supposedly work. And then on top of that, anti-itch cream, because sometimes it's inevitable and we get bit and then it's just itch, 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 itch. So try to bring some of that too if you guys are really prone to mosquito bites. I know I am. And then again, water, please make sure you guys stay hydrated. As Daniel said, if someone needs to go to the restroom on the boat tours, you guys just talk to your leader and you guys will all figure it out. But please make sure you stay hydrated. Don't not drink water because you don't want to have to worry about going to the bathroom. So plenty of water because it is hot and you are in the sun, and we want to make sure everyone's staying safe with their hydration.
Will there be filtered water at the lodges that we can use?
I believe so. Daniel, do you want to confirm that?
Yes, actually, you have bottled water included throughout the trip. So the tour leader will organize and arrange some large bottles of water to put on your rooms when you're there. Uh, well, in the Pantanal, like we are from the Pantanal, so we drink water, local water. I drink water from the river, so it doesn't affect me. But
Cool.
I'm used to it, and I grew up in the Pantanal, so we do not recommend like water from a tub. But you have to drink bottled water basically. The quality of the water is good, and you're gonna see it's clean. So no problem brushing your teeth. Don't worry about that. So you don't need bottled water to brush your teeth. But like drinking, prefer bottled water and the filtered water. And normally the hotels also they have like big gallons for you to fill up your own personal water bottles. So yes, at every place you probably will have filters or mineral water. We call mineral water, which is bottled water in large gallons to fill up your smaller personal bottles and or smaller bottles that the tour leader will provide.
Yeah. Um, yeah, if you guys have sensitive stomachs, maybe just be safe and don't brush your teeth with the water. I tend to be the person that I mean, no matter where I go, I think I'm okay, and then something gets me. So I think I just have a genuinely sensitive stomach. But I kind of spaced when I was in Africa and brushed my teeth with the sink water, and I didn't drink it, but I was not a happy camper for the next like 24 to 48 hours. So if you do have a sensitive stomach, probably use your bottled water just to be safe. But yeah, so that, and then if you guys again want to try to help reduce on any use of plastics and stuff, just really great to bring your own water bottles as well. And one too that like this is my typical, oh, I don't know if you can see it with my filter in the background, but this is my typical, there we go, water bottle that I like to use, and it is like insulated. So if you guys were to have like cold water, it would keep it cold, especially if you guys are out in the sun. It can, there's nothing worse than being super thirsty and going to drink your water and it's hot. So insulated would be great as well, because then you guys can just make sure you put cold water in it and keep it cool. Um, Perfect. Well, this is just my slide I had up on to kind of touch on the Peccary Project for you guys. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I think we do have a little bit about this on your trip portal page. Um, but it's, we've been, I think, gosh, since before I can remember and before I think I was the coordinator of Brazil's trip, this Brazil trip, we've been working with Daniel and Bravo Brazil and partnering with Alexine at Peccary Project. And it's just something that I think is really special about our trip and about what we do. As Cheesemans, we really have, a big heart and for conservation, and that's kind of, it's really important to us. And so we're always striving to do better, to carbon offset our trips and have our travelers hopefully carbon offsetting flights and things like that. Whatever we can do um, to just bring awareness to these types of things. So this is something that I think is really special, and I'm really glad that we get to have each of our groups visit and get to kind of see what all these different conservation projects going on, even at Cayman Lodge as well. So it's really special and unique, because the Pantanal itself is just such a special and unique place that it's just great to know that all this conservation is going on, and getting to see that firsthand is really, really special. So as Daniel said, you guys will go to Canaan Lodge and then you guys will make your way to Campo Grande where you will make, I think you have one night stay there and then you guys have a flight out, group flight out on August 25th, and that will be from Campo Grande back to Sao Paulo to connect with your flights home. That will again be on Latam, so make sure you guys, it's great because then your luggage requirements are the same both ways. And I think Latam was the airline that had a slight bit better luggage restrictions. So it's that's good. A little bit more
I'm
luggage weight for everyone.
interested.
Yeah. Yeah, so that will be your guys' flight, a flight back, and then once you're in Sao Paulo, for most people, you probably won't leave the airport. You'll just be there because depending on how your flights are set up for home, um, you may have to. I think because you're coming from a uh, non-international, domestic, that's the word I was looking for, like a domestic flight, and then going to international, you may have to pick up your bags and then recheck in at international. So it's nice to have some of that time in between. And then you guys will be able to, kind of just relax at the airport, maybe get your dinner before your flights or anything like that. So you won't need to leave the airport unless someone's staying and flying out the next day, obviously, then and you've booked extra nights with us, then obviously you'll be taking the shuttle to the airport, the hotel, and then back. Okay, so just a final few things here. We're almost at the end. So staying connected. Yes, this was in the final letter I sent you guys as well, but feel free to join our Brazil WhatsApp group. There's a link to join it in the final letter if that's easier, but there's also this QR code, which I believe I also included in your final letter. You can scan it and join. You do have to make sure you have a WhatsApp beforehand. So you have to create an account, and it's a really great app. I communicate with a lot of people, a lot of our operators that way. I have got like our Tanzania group right now sending photos and I'm getting updates from that. So it's really a wonderful way to stay connected before your trip, during your trip. And honestly, I have people from my Galapagos May 2024 trip that are still talking to each other. So it's a really great way to stay connected. And if you guys wanted to continue that WhatsApp group after your trip as well, like I'm happy to pass on the admin to a traveler who would like to keep it going. And then that way you guys have control of that if you guys want to keep it going. Because sometimes my WhatsApp will just get crazy busy. So feel free to join that. It's not required, but it is really recommended because it's great. It's just like, again, it's a great way to keep in touch if there's change to dinner plan times or meeting up with the group. Or I think I had someone on a trip be like, hey, I think I'm going to set out this activity. I'll meet you guys back at the hotel. I'll be at the hotel when you guys get back. It's just a great way to keep in the know while on your trip.
I'm assuming that we're going to have Wi-Fi at the lodges.
I believe most lodges do have Wi-Fi. It might be kind of slow, and I think it might be in certain areas. Daniel, is that kind of about the gist of it?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. Well, nowadays it's better than ever. We
Yay!
had a communication issue in the past in the Pantanal. It was hard to get internet and communication. So we can say it's improving each year after year. So yes, you're gonna have connection at every lodge, Wi-Fi, and most of them nowadays work well. Sometimes it may get slow, as Elizabeth saying, if there are too many people using the network at the same time. But in the general line, I think it works well at every lodge. But obviously, you're gonna have at the lodge areas when you're out for to the field for your tours, and then you will lose connection, and your telephone will not also have no signal with like regular signal, telephone signal. So it will be all through Wi-Fi at the lodges, the communication.
Um, just a quick rerun of some things that we talked about, then also other things as well, your pre-travel checklist. So again, please make sure you've applied and obtained your Brazil visa if not already. Review the final updates and reminders email that basically has the most important things from your trip planning materials document, which is also a fantastic thing to review. I sometimes print them out and bring them with me as well. It's handy to have. And then continue to check for updates on entry requirements for Brazil. If anything changes, obviously we will keep an eye out on that as well and let you guys know. And then this is, I know we're kind of getting farther and farther away from 2020 and 2021 and the craziness that was the COVID pandemic. But please do bring a few COVID tests and plenty of masks just in case. This is to, and again, like the last bullet here, protect yourself as much as possible from getting sick before and during travel. This is all just to protect you, to make sure that you have a fantastic, wonderful trip and you don't have to, stay back and be sick and not feel well. That's never fun. It's also, helpful in protecting the rest of the group as well, so that we don't have something that just kind of spreads through and then everyone's not feeling well. That's just, we don't want you to have any bad experiences like that on your trip. Obviously, we can't control that. I wish we could. So just make sure you're being careful. I know it's getting less and less and it's kind of up and down, but I know there is like a new strain of COVID kind of going around a little bit again. So it's just good to be safe, and protect yourselves, so that way you guys can enjoy your trip to the fullest. And then I believe this is our last slide. So just post-trip, what to expect from us. I believe it's usually I can't remember what day of the week you guys get back from this trip, but usually the first Wednesday back after you guys get home. We'll look for an email from us that will be for your trip evaluation. We really, really appreciate any feedback you guys have. It helps us to know what's really working and what we could do better. And so it doesn't take terribly long. There's a few, I would say less than 30 minutes. It really depends on how detailed you want to get in the description question boxes, but it can be as quick as 5 minutes and it can be as long as 30 if you want to write some paragraphs. So please do take the time when you guys get back to fill out the trip evaluation form. You'll get a first email and you'll get a reminder about it a week later. Then you guys will get an email about our Google photo sharing folder. This is something that is actually already on your trip portal page. So if you guys go to your Brazil trip portal page, I think it's linked in the final letter I sent you. There is a section that says Google photo sharing folder, and there's a link. This is a great place to share all your photos from the trip with people, unless you guys have already done that through WhatsApp. It's just really fantastic and a great spot to share. We also get to see them and love to and enjoy seeing everyone's fantastic memories and photographs. It isn't permanent, so I will preface that. I think it's about maybe like 6 months after the trip, we usually take it down. So any photos that are shared there, you guys want to keep that maybe are from like other travelers, make sure you guys can download them. The other thing I like to mention about that is because I know we have a lot of really amazing photographers, some from hobbyists to professional, and I know everyone worries about copyright and such. So if you, for some reason, download any photos from that trip, especially like wildlife shots, please make sure that if you share them anywhere, you're crediting the right person. It's fine, usually if you guys keep them for your own records, but it's really just we want to make sure we're respectful of everyone on the trip, and it's a great way to share photos, but at the same time I just want to make sure that everyone doesn't worry about their work being out there, not being credited to them. So um and then after you get that email as well, you'll receive an email from us. It will be the last email you'll receive regarding this trip, and it will be on the conservation. So again, we love conservation and preserving these places that we go. It's really important to us so that we can keep traveling there and showing people this amazing destination and the wildlife there. So this email will basically have a link to our conservation page for Brazil, which you can see also at any time on our website, and just ways to give back. So, organizations you can support and things like that. Uh, and then that would pretty much be it. That would be the wrap up to your entire Brazil experience with us. And hopefully, you guys will have many memories, great photographs, new friends. That's what we strive for. So, that is pretty much all I have for you guys. And now we can just kind of go through and answer some questions. I think I saw the chat pop up a little bit here. So I'm going to go to this next slide in case you need any information. This is my email, our info email, and then our phone numbers. In case anybody needs them, they're also on your final letter. But if not, I'm going to stop sharing so we can kind of see each other and go over some questions.
Right. Oh, I had two questions.
Yeah.
Rain? Do you expect a lot of rain while
Oh,
we're
like
there?
rain, like weather.
Yeah, rainy weather.
Yeah, Daniel, how's that going? You're local, so how's the weather been?
Yes. Well, not at this time of the year. Not much rain or not rain at all is expected. Nowadays, climate is really unpredictable, of course. The seasons are not regular as it used to be. But no, this is August is the dry season in Pantanal, so there's no rain that is expected. Temperatures may drop if you have like a cold front coming in from South America, and this cold front sometimes they reach the center of South America. Pantanal is right in the center of the continent. So if it happens, temperature may drop a bit, especially at night, but sometimes even during the day. But no rain is expected. Cold temperatures may happen, but rain is not expected.
So what do you consider cold temperatures?
Well,
Minnesota. So we might
for
have a
us,
different definition.
yes, yes. For us in Pantanal, anything less than 20 degrees Celsius is cold already. But
Oh,
when I say
okay.
cold, I mean less than 10 degrees Celsius. It may happen,
Okay.
especially in the southern part of Pantanal. In the northern part of Pantanal, as I said, the territory is very large. So near Cuiabá, the first two lodges, you stay in the northern part, rarely gets cold. Normally temperatures there are warmer and the heat is stronger. But coming to the southern part of Pantanal, sometimes these cold fronts can hit hard and you can get like 8, even 5, 4 degrees Celsius, which is very cold for us, especially because the Pantanal is not prepared. The buildings, the architecture is not designed for the cold temperatures, but for the heat. So going out in the fields, very open with the wind and the breeze, the feeling can be cold. And it may happen in August. It's not that common, but it may happen. So you must have at least one set of warm clothes on your luggage to be prepared if it happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's again where layering comes into play. And I think if you want to be kind of prepared, because as Daniel was saying, it's really getting hard for us to kind of predict what the weather is going to be like because the seasons just really aren't seasons anymore. They're kind of just blurring through the lines of what we considered seasons. So something I would probably recommend is because there's potential it could get kind of cold. And again, layers is great, is if you have something that's kind of like a lightweight windbreaker that's maybe waterproof, kind of like a light rain jacket water windbreaker type thing. That's great to have. I know I have one that I had taken to Costa Rica because it can get hot and humid, but also rain. So you need something light but waterproof. Actually have like something like right here, weirdly enough. Like this is sometimes great if this is like a Patagonia. And this is really light, like really lightweight. But it can help with layers. And again, if it did rain, you got a little bit of water protection, but this thing could like roll up. And it really doesn't take much space in your suitcase if you roll it up properly, in your backpack, anything like that. And it maybe weighs like, I don't even know if this is considered a pound, but maybe a pound. So maybe even less, half a pound. It's really, really light. So something like this would be great to have as a layer. And then, I know people get cold on planes, so that's generally how I end up packing my like heavier sweatshirt or fleece jacket that you might want if it's really cold in the mornings or evenings. Um, I don't know if fleece would really be, I mean, unless again it gets really, really cold. Um, but yeah, something lightweight. Show and tell. I happen to have that right on my hands.
Tell. And then my last question is I bird, and do the guides mind being asked, is there a bird up there?
I don't think they mind. Most our guides, and I don't want to speak for Raphael, but and most our guides are they love sharing their knowledge of wildlife and explaining what it is or information about it. So I'm sure if you asked like what a bird is that, like if they know, they'll definitely tell you. Or they'll have to be like, I'm not really quite sure. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty knowledgeable about most of the birds around there. So
Take a picture and look it up later.
yeah, well, and that's also something too. I believe we have a Brazil rating and resource list, and we do recommend to people some apps. I think some of them can be done and used offline. Some need internet. But some of them also have like bird species lists and just wildlife lists that you can download as well and take with you, so you can have them offline. So those are some really great.
I use eBird and Merlin and
Perfect.
some guides that are just on my phone. So
Yeah. I think eBird is definitely one we have on our reading and resource list. And I think maybe Merlin, if not, it's definitely something we've chatted about on like a YouTube video or something that we've done before. But definitely great ones. So that's awesome.
But Pantanal is a birding paradise, Marian.
I
So
know
don't
it's going to
don't
be.
worry about it.
I'm going. Well, I worry about it knowing what I'm looking at.
You're gonna bird a lot. It's part of the wildlife experience. When we say wildlife, many people think a lot about mammals or reptiles or other species, but birds are part of the wildlife experience. And for sure, during every exploration, you're gonna bird a lot. You're gonna bird more than anything in this trip because there are so many birds all the time around the lodges, everywhere where you go, you're gonna see birds. And Rafael has a lot of knowledge. He knows, if he does not know all of it because there are so many, he will know most of them for sure. He's very experienced. So you're gonna have a great leader that knows about birds as well.
I know we need to bring Brazilian reals with us for currency, for local currency. Is there a suggested amount to bring with us?
I think because I think that's mostly so you actually that's a great topic because I think you guys might have been the ones who asked about this. And I wanted to touch on it, and if you guys weren't, it was someone else, and I just want to mention it here as well. But so your gratuities were prepaid in your final payment, and that really covers pretty much all your gratuities for the trip. So that's like all the gratuitous. I know someone asked, and I think it was you guys, about the boat drivers and things like boat guides and stuff like that. That's included. So really you would probably need to bring the Brazilian reals for anything related to maybe souvenirs and local little crafters that might not accept US. Daniel, I don't know, amounts, it's hard to say. But I don't know if you want to touch on that too.
Yes, amount is very hard to say. It depends a lot on consume. As
Yeah.
Elizabeth has said, if you want to buy like a luggage, a full bag of crafts, you're going to spend a lot. But most of the lodges, actually all of them nowadays, they accept credit cards. It's good to have some Brazilian reais, yes, because if credit card does not work on that moment, at the specific time it's not working, you have some to cover. You always have your tour leader as well to help out and me from a distance. If you need any help with paying anything, we can find a way to help you out. But if you exchange some reais, it's basically for your own personal expenses, like drinks are not included at the hotels and meals, because you have bottled water included, but other drinks are not included. So basically, drinks expenses and shops that if you want to buy crafts or anything in shops or in a supermarket before getting into the Pantanal, something like that. But most of the places will accept credit cards, so you don't have to exchange lots of money because you're not going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I think to be safe, it's like we both said, it's really hard to say how much.
Yeah.
But if I don't, and it really depends on kind of what you're getting, right? So as a backup, I mean, it's kind of whatever you feel comfortable with, you know. I don't want to be like a couple hundred, but it's really hard to say, and you don't want to. I know when I went to Africa, I definitely did not pull out enough and exchange enough, and so I was like, and kind of just trying to like figure out like, okay, well, where can you maybe use my US dollars, or they have credit card or something like that, and kind of having to like be careful. So sometimes it's just good to maybe estimate a little bit more than you might think.
Okay,
And then just exchange it back if you don't happen to use it.
right.
I know
Yeah,
some people,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Okay,
then I know
thanks.
some people like to you know, collect like foreign money too. So if you have anything left over and you're someone who likes to kind of have that to like be like, woo, Brazilian. That's cool too. But yeah, otherwise you guys can always like just exchange it back.
That's
But it's
that's what we usually do. Yeah.
yeah.
Better to have too much than not enough.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's better. Better safe than sorry, right? It's always
Yeah.
the best kind of
Okay.
quote.
Thanks.
Yeah. Did you guys have any other questions? I do see one here, Daniel's email. I
That
think
that I,
go ahead.
there was a lot of stuff on all the lists, and I assume it's on there. So
Yeah, I don't know if his email is, but
yeah,
WhatsApp might be the easiest to get a hold of
that's
you, right,
fine.
Daniel?
Yep.
Yeah, because I know sometimes Daniel's out in the Pantanal too, so
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Well,
was muted. Yes, at the WhatsApp group, yes, for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
It's better to solve any clarifications and details of the trip. It's quicker than an email. Like my email has box is really
inbox. So yeah,
it's really
right.
bursting now. So if you send me an email, it may take like a few days to get an answer. So
It gets full
Okay.
fast.
WhatsApp will be better. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll join the WhatsApp as soon as we get.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I've already joined.
she's on it. And what I will say too is that if for some reason there's something you guys need assistance with, but you don't want to be chatting about it in the group chat, you can always go to like the contacts of the group chat, like click at the top. It will bring the contacts down of everyone in there, and you could click on Daniel or Raphael or myself. And you can message us individually. So that is an option. Once you're in that WhatsApp group, you'll have all our contacts. So you'll be able to message us individually in case you're like, I don't really feel like messaging the whole group about this situation, but I need assistance. Please feel free to contact us individually as well. Like we are fine with that. The group is great, but I know not everyone's wanting to always be like, here's my dilemma, everyone. So feel free to always message us individually there as well. So
Do-
great. Did you guys have any other questions? I know it's a really small group.
Very small, exclusive group here.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any other questions. So,
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you
Well,
both. Thank
sorry?
you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Elizabeth and Daniel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for taking the time out of your evening again, for being here. And Daniel, I know it's really late for you, so thank you with the time difference for being here and giving all that information. It was really, really amazing just to like listen in and hear about everything. This was recorded, so it will be recorded, and as soon as I can get it posted, hopefully tomorrow. Our marketing person's going to be out for his birthday on Thursday, Friday. So hopefully I can get this out to you guys. If not tomorrow, that might be a stretch, maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week, I hope. But I will send out an email with the link and let you guys everyone know that it's been posted and put online. So, but thank you again for being here, and I'm really excited for you guys to have a fantastic trip. So, final countdown begins.
yes, I'm sure we'll have a great time.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing all about it. So, you guys have a fantastic night, and if any other questions come up, please let me know.
Okay, will do.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Daniel.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Bye.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jean,
Thank you,
Marion. It was a
Daniel.
pleasure.
Bye.
Looking forward to see you here in Pantanal.
Looking forward to seeing you all. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.